All right, so we wrapped up round one of the playoffs, and all seeds, all the top seeds did win 1, 2, 3, and 4. This should show some people there is a bit of a discrepancy in talent in this league. I would say with the numbers that I'm about to shout out at you. So we'll just start into some of the really eye-opening games here. SWAT versus Wild. Now, from what I've heard, Wild only had like 8, 9 guys there. And I don't feel any pity for them because we have a roster of 20 people. I get it. People have weddings, they have anniversaries, they have birthdays, kids get sick, whatever it might be. You have 20 spots on your roster. You can't get these guys not to show up for the playoffs. It just looks bad on you. It looks bad on the league. I mean, that we can barely field the team in, come playoff time. 24-1 in the first game and 9-6 in the second game. Complete blowout. I don't care how close the second game was. It's just, I mean, you're talking a 33 runs to 7. 7 runs in 2 games. Unacceptable. So SWAT wins. Now you got Channel 4 against Shaw's. Something happened in the middle of the season with Shaw's. I don't know what it is. Some players got added at the deadline, and then they never showed up again. I don't know. They beat Channel 4. They beat the Kittens. They beat Hitmen with their full squad. And then come playoff time, again, nobody wants to show up for softball. Heard they play with 9 guys. Channel 4 clicking on all cylinders, as I heard. And some of their bright spots. A player who was very, I want to say, not mediocre, but kind of maybe lost in the shuffle was Gabe, who is a great hitter, okay defensive player, but who's really been coming up high. He's probably one of the hottest hitters on that team right now, who I believe had a few home runs, went a perfect 4-4 in both games. Regardless, they won 40-12. Again, clear mismatch here. For a team for Shaw's who said they're supposed to have a great defense and whatnot all season, again, completely falling apart, and you can't man 10 people. Ridiculous. Channel 4 sweeps. Kittens. Alright, I'll skip right to the Kittens game. So Kittens Hitmen, a blockbuster, classic. If you didn't come watch it, you're really lost something out here. Hitmen jumped out early on us in game 1. We never really caught back up. We lost like 11-15. Game 2 was probably the best played match in James softball history. It's even hard for me to remember because at one point I literally almost died. Almost died. It would have been me committing suicide because as I threw the pitch, I was being a smartass, and as the pitch was in the air, I bolted across the first baseline to distract the batter. As the ball literally was like right here, okay? I almost crapped my pants. It didn't work out. Anyway, yada yada yada, up and down, up and down, up and down. Hitmen, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. I believe Sammy was up, hit the line drive up the middle. Jason makes a ridiculously stupid diving catch, flips it over his back shoulder. We get the force out. We tack on 6 the next inning in extra innings. We win game 2. Game 3, very low scoring. Fatigue definitely kicked in. We snuck out 1 inning. We put up a 4 spot, which was the difference of the game. We ended up walking out of there. Well played game, but again, it was probably the best playoff series or any matchup that James ever saw, and unfortunately, no one got to see it. So we won in 3. So after the game, me and my buddy, we go to Applebee's, grab a beer and a 2 for $20, little spin dip, some burgers. I'm like, hey, let's go watch the Torpy game. Heard Invictus is playing. We're gonna play them next week. Let's go watch them. I get there. Game's already mid-game. Get to like 11 or 1:30. I'm glad I didn't eat too much. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to throw up because the way that No Side was playing that game, I thought I was going to be ill. How these guys, the team I saw on Sunday, beat the Legends on Saturday, and I was hanging out with the Legends players in the dugout, and they were stupefied because when No Side beat them in the wild card, they shut them down. Defense, hitting, I mean, they just beat them up. And then I'm watching a game where Invictus, yeah, they're hitting line drives. They're hitting gap shots. Fine, you can't do anything about that. A handful of home runs. Nothing crazy. They didn't hit like 20 home runs. A handful of home runs, okay? The mistakes I saw no side playing, literally disgusted. And I'm going to give a lot of credit to Moody here, who I give a lot of shit for always freaking out and running his mouth. He kept his cool. So I'm going to applaud you on that right now. You went above and beyond. The way you acted, I was shocked. And I really do give you all the credit in the world. Because if at any time you could have blown up, you had every right to this year. Again, that game. Nobody hit a cutoff guy. I mean, the ball get thrown in from left field, past the shortstop's cutoff, through the third baseman. Schilly misses it. Catcher misses it. I mean, you're talking singles turn into home runs. You're talking batters leading off an inning, getting a triple, or getting a double, and trying to turn into a triple. And they don't even slide. Balls getting hit over people's heads. I mean, holy crap. I was a part of a 106-run game, and they played better defense than you guys played against Invictus. I have no words. I have 0 words for what happened in that game. Regardless, final score, had to bust out a calculator here, 29-4, 24-5, 53-9. That's insane. Think about that. I mean, I'm glad no one was watching it. I was embarrassed. I hope that doesn't happen to us, I'll be honest with you. We got to play them next, and I hope it's not that ugly. And if it is that ugly, I hope it's because my pitching, not my defense.